Here we are in downtown Durango. We just walked up and down the streets in front of this old Statler Hotel and this saloon. It's pretty cool. Take you guys in here. We just toured through the lobby and stuff. Try not to interfere with people. It's pretty cool. It's part of the hotel. And then here, of course, you have it right here by the mountains. This is a cool old hotel. And then we're going to walk back up the street. A lot of little touristy stuff. But this is at the base of the Rockies. It's only like 70 degrees. It's really pretty right now. Bunch of motorcycles, bunch of cool stuff. Of course, it's Labor Day. Yeah, this is pretty cool. We're having a lot of fun with it. And then I'll probably film a few things for you guys. And try to get a little bit of the flavor of the place. It's a little touristy, a lot of cool little patio restaurants out here, and then people are real nice, and a lot of people with dogs, which is cool. A lot of off-road vehicles, of course. And then tomorrow we're going up into central Colorado into Ouray. But yeah, it's pretty neat. And this is a little better shot of the hotel. Yeah, cool. All right, guys. So here we are up in the lower part of the Rockies, just about Silverton, just below Silverton, Colorado. Going up here, we're at right now we're at 10,910 feet on Mullis Pass. You guys just can't believe what this looks like. The old Bronco's sitting there. She's doing pretty good. Got older motors, a little tired, so it's working a little bit. And then we're just trying to get a little footage of this pass up here. We might go over here to Animas, what they call Animas Forks. So we're going to see the this valley, and this area here is just beautiful. Got some guys with motorcycles traveling. Everybody's cool. Met a couple that from Rhode Island at a Jeep this morning at the hotel that had drove all over the United States, an old couple with a Rubicon Overlander, had it all rigged out. Really cool they were doing that. And they said they're going to go till they can't go. And it was down in Durango. But yeah, this is just stunning. These trees here in another few weeks will be bright yellow, the aspen trees. But yeah, the camera just doesn't do this justice.
Up there you see a lake. If you go up there to
the lake, yeah.
It's a lake down there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so this is cool, you guys. So we'll head back. We'll keep heading up Silverton. I think I might do this Animas Forks. I'm checking everything out now. So, all right, you guys. See you later. Thought I'd show you guys this. So you can't really see. I thought you might be able to see a little better. It's a ravine up here with a waterfall that runs down through here. Back a little farther, you can see the waterfall up at the top there. But it ends up down here. Real beautiful. I don't know how much in there you can walk. But beside it is this wild deal. It's a mine. It's way up there. And then as you pan around, it's the view. You're up here going to Animas Forks, just past a little place called Eureka, which was a little campground area. And then you can't really get the scale of what's going on here. But you're up here above, outside of Silverton, northeast of Silverton, and Colorado, and this is the views. It's about 68, 70 degrees. You got about 10, 11,000 feet, and there's stuff that's even taller than you. And then here's this. You can see how huge this is compared to like the wife. And you know, the old Bronco's out here, she's doing well. Still tricky, little fuel injection's a little tricky. I aired down back there. So like the road, it's a pretty easy road here. You can see where they went up the side of that mountain with roads. I don't know how they would do it. I don't know how they do it. That's crazy. Anywhere you see that spillage like that, that brown, that's a mine. That's where they've dug. This is all a mine up here. They've mined up here. All the way up there. They climbed all the way up there and dug holes. And that brown is all mine. Some of it they were able to, you can see the angles here, like the pathways where they went back and forth to get up there. And then and they built this big concrete structure that was a mine. Pretty elaborate. Probably had stairs, probably had some sort of a escalator stuff that went up there to get, once they found something up there, it was worth building an elaborate structure like that. But yeah, there's a couple of mines up through here that are still working that are all intact, and you can kind of get an idea what those things looked like when they were intact. These mountains here are probably 14,000, close around there. We're gonna head up, continue to head up this valley to Animas Forks and see what we see. It's supposed to be the most popular or famous ghost town in Colorado, and they've been doing some work to restore it. You can kind of see where they dug in the rock over here, little cave-like structures with a beam sticking up there. Yeah, I thought this was pretty cool, so we stopped. I've been wanting to get some footage. It's just tricky. I should probably hook a GoPro on something and run it. But all right, you guys, see you later. Bye. ATVs, and then you see a few Jeeps. There's really not a ton of people. It's just real beautiful scenery, and the road's pretty rough. It's not too bad. The old driver seems to be doing alright. Over here now to try to go on this road. So far, so good. Try to get it very down a little more. Yeah, it's pretty neat. I mean, to drive right along this rock ledge and this beautiful scenery, and everything's really cool. We had a guy from Colorado stop and talk to us because he was surprised we came from Georgia up here, and thought it was pretty neat. But yeah, we'll keep giving you little shots here and there of what we're doing. So I made it to Animas Forks. It's a ghost town here in Colorado. They got foxes around. We just saw a fox run by. They're real tame. There he is right there. And you don't want to feed them because the little dudes, that's why they're running around. Because they're not supposed to be running around. And then this was the beginning of Animas Forks. You guys can kind of see this little display here. You can pause it if you want to see. But they had a bunch of buildings. I mean, this is an elaborate operation. A lot of these were very elaborate settlements, and it's tough to get up in here, and it's crazy, and yet you know, here we are. I couldn't imagine going on a train or anything, or a trail or anything. Yeah, a little fox, little dude. Yeah, here's the view up through this valley. That's Engineer Pass up there. I don't know if you can see those guys coming down Engineer Pass or not. That's another part of the Alpine Loop. It goes to Cinnamon Pass. And then you can do a big loop up there. These are guys coming down off of it. It's a bustling little place out here. There's part of the old mine there. And then there's a hotel over here. This house or building over here, I think, was a hotel. I think they have descriptions on all of them where they're stores, hotels. You can walk in all of them, and they fixed the roofs on them and put windows back in a lot of them because people had vandalized them. And you can give donations and try to help, you know, preserve it. And it's a booming little place out here. All right, you guys, kind of give you a view of Animas Forks up in the Cinnamon Mountain, just above outside of Silverton, about 30-40 minutes. depending on how fast you want to drive on that bumpy, rough road. We're inside this house. It's a Duncan house, they call it. The people had moved here from Pennsylvania and lived here till 1884 and built a house that was similar to a Pennsylvania home. And then this must have been the kitchen. There's an upstairs. And then a back probably area where woodshed and stuff like that. And they did some repair work on it, the state, county, and the people. There's some stuff where they come in and tried to make it last a little longer. But they wanted to bring some of the northern architecture here, and they did some interesting things with the wood and the doors and the bay windows here. And I guess at one point some of these windows had gotten broken, they replaced them. But the home architecturally was pretty interesting for up at 11,000 feet out in the mountains when everybody else was living in log cabins. And it had a transom above the door. And then you go upstairs. It had an upstairs like a 3-bedroom house. It was pretty nice, really. And it was a whole village here. Very elaborate area at one point. Yeah, so pretty cool. I want to make sure I got a little video of this because it's so cool. And there was so much of a structure here. They were hoping to build a large city here, but I don't know. You'd had to have a pretty good road coming up here. They could have built a good road, but I don't think other than anything other than gold, there wasn't nothing else up here for them to do. And then a bunch of vehicles on these passes. This is a popular, like I said a little while ago, real popular. Pretty neat, man. Once in a lifetime stuff. This area got 27 feet of snow in the winter, and they had to build tunnels between the houses. I don't know if you guys can see that picture very well. And then they said the women got very good at snowshoeing around, and people were killed in avalanches. But yeah, and then this building here, which is an interesting little building. It's kind of hard to breathe, so you forgive me if I'm huffing and puffing because you're up high enough where you can't get good breath. There's a fireplace. I haven't seen too many of them. This building's pretty elaborate, kind of long. Apparently they had, this may have been the kitchen, may have been their own little bedrooms back there. But it's kind of a neat little building with a side porch. It's just amazing to me how they could construct and build and come up through here. They probably could sit out here on the porch and with quite a view. Probably got tired of the view eventually. And they had asphalt siding that somebody brought up here. It's kind of crazy. I just couldn't imagine 27 feet of snow though. And there was a log cabin there, but it's gone now. And then I picked up, probably shouldn't have, with a little square head nail. There's a bunch of them laying right here on the ground. Probably from structures that are rotted away. I'll probably just toss it back on the ground. But it was in the footpath, so I didn't want anybody stepping on it. Yeah. And the house is up there and over there. Go up in here and see what they got. They've been doing pretty good, it looks like, about fixing and maintaining these structures. There's some new wood here and there, and putting signage in here so you can kind of tell what's going on. And then so it's pretty good. You can kind of tell what's going on here. You kind of see what the houses look like inside at one point.
Indoor toilet.
Oh yeah.
No, but it was actually an outhouse that had an enclosure to the outhouse.
Oh, had an enclosure to the house. They consider that indoor.
It was famous for being the indoor.
Indoor. You can see some wallpaper still there. There's a fireplace in that other one. Big stone fireplace. You can tell where there was a stove here. Famous for having an indoor outhouse. I don't know where that thing was. It was here somewhere. Maybe it went back here. Let's see what we see back in this hole. There it is. There's your famous only thing in town. Have an indoor house. Apparently it was right in that area, and it's right there. That's crazy. That would have been a lot more convenient when there's 27 feet of snow. And then they got these little tiny windows. That's kind of cool. Almost looks like they're I don't know if they're original. They could be. And then they put little windows here. This is a little funky room. Pretty crazy. And then this was a little room off the, probably behind the kitchen. Because here's the kitchen. I would imagine right in here. But yeah. And then that was some of the old wallpaper. So you have more than a few Mises and Mices in here. Even had electric cord hanging out the ceiling. Yeah. Really cool. Really cool. That looks like lead or galvanized or lead stovepipe. They used it to patch a hole. And I believe these windows, they don't look like glass. They're caulked. They might be plexiglass. No, they're glass. They just caulked them up. Because I imagine it's hard. There's a little porch. Keeping these structures intact with that much snow. Because you just cross your fingers. But they don't get crushed. It's just beautiful. Some of the aspens are changing. So things are starting to turn a little yellow. Right now it's probably 62. It's real cool. The breeze is real cool. There's water running down there. But yeah, this was quite a little view, $1 million view of probably $1,000 shack. Back in the day, it's probably $200 or $300 was a big deal. All right, you guys. This is the Ute people, and we went through some Ute areas. This place had, they had no insulation. Paper, this cloth in the ceilings to keep the drafts.
I thought they used hay.
They could have used horsehair and hay.
Yeah.
It's amazing this much is canvas here that's sticking in another stove. Yeah. The floor is pretty solid.
There's their outhouse.
Oh yeah, so they had
An
one,
indoor toilet.
and then it went around the corner there. Did you see that up in there?
Yeah. As I said, it's a pretty good size house.
Yeah, it's a good sized structure back in here.
That's why
This
I
was like
wondering.
a pantry, see it, shelving and. They had some views.
And it's funny because today people build so they get the views, and in those days people were building trying to survive.
Yeah,
Trying to
oh
find
yeah.
a place
Yeah, they just got
that
the
they could
view.
make a living.
Just got the view. Oh yeah, just trying to survive.
Yeah. Right, so I hope she plans.
Yeah.
She's like, you got me up so high.
Up so high, yeah. So that was kind of the story of it and how it was set
Oh,
up.
wow. Let me just catch you. I'll let you in.
Well, no, we can. Yeah,
well, that's
yeah, you
right
can.
there, yeah.
Yeah, you can.
I'm trying to make sure I get my steps in.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. This guy rode a bicycle up here.
Right.
So here we are in Silverton. I got some video of this a couple years ago when I was here. Got all the off-road vehicles, Broncos down there in the pile. Bunch of adventure bikes, cool buildings, bunch of shopping up and down the street. Quite a few people here. And then
I didn't Baby, you definitely have to.
I get a little, just a quick shot of this. And there's so much off-road stuff, and this is the place to be, man, if you want to do some off-roading, for sure. Central Colorado. I mean, it's pretty today. It's only maybe 72 right now. With these mountains, these views, I mean, you just can't tell on camera. It's just majestic. And the old buildings. It's just a pretty amazing place. Get a little more footage of this. And